Setting Your Stage community. My name is STACEY SHERRELL, and I am the founder and CEO of Setting Your Stage, acting and performance coaching company designed to help people of all ages get to their goals. I am launching for the very first time a spotlight series where we highlight the guidance, the growth, and the grit of people who have gone through the Setting Your Stage community. And I thought, who better to interview or spotlight for our very first spotlight series than myself? I hope with today's very first spotlight series, we get to meet each other for real. I will introduce you to myself, tell you a little bit about my journey, why I started Setting Your Stage, and why I think that you will absolutely be at home here in the community. So, who am I? My name is STACEY SHERRELL. I am a native of Columbia, South Carolina. I am a proud graduate of the Juilliard School, where I got my Bachelor of Fine Arts in drama. Who am I? I love children. I love babies. I have been dramatic since the beginning of my life. My mom used to turn down the movies, and I was able to say every single word across the entirety of the movie. And so it looks like I've had this gifting since the beginning, and I'm excited to continue to cultivate the community, the Setting Your Stage community. I actually created Setting Your Stage out of an abundance of wanting to connect with a community. I actually looked out into the world and I said, I think I don't see myself. And that was the genesis of why I wanted to create Setting Your Stage. I love people. I love teaching. I actually have a gift, I think, in making things really clear and plain. And because I had gone through the process of auditioning and succeeded, what we would call succeeding by getting into a really amazing school and learning so much, I really thought, what would it be like if I took the skills, my heart for people, and put it into a coaching module and see what kind of results and what kind of connection we could start. And it has been an absolutely beautiful ride so far. I will never forget the moment I met a young girl who had been coaching in another capacity, and I met her toward the end of her coaching experience. And when I received her where she was, I realized that she was not ready, but she had invested this amazing amount of time, effort, and money into a coach that didn't really see her and didn't necessarily have the kind of pedigree that would take her to the next level. And in that moment, it was very quick, very swift, and it still took some time from there. But in that moment, I said to myself that I want to be the change. I mean, it's so cliche, but truly, I said, if it's up to me, there will not be another young girl who looks like me who invests in something and doesn't get a return on that investment. And so that actually was one of the many moments that made me go, you know what? I want to start something. And that's how Setting Your Stage was born. So, a great question. What is Setting Your Stage? So, we are an acting and performance coaching company designed to help artists, aspiring artists, get to their goals. So, right here, these are the things that we offer. We have a specialty in auditioning, so helping with auditions for BFA and MFA programs, for summer programs, for high schools, for all of the different kinds of ways. We are a full service, a one-stop shop to get you ready for those auditions. We help with monologue selection. We help with how to show up in the room, all of those different things to help you succeed and be prepared to go through an audition season. We also help with performance. So, for somebody who needs help with public speaking, we are a one-stop shop. For those who need help with professional auditions, so you have really exciting sides that interest you and you want a little help or a little organization with those sides, we help with that. We also offer professional coaching on set or for preparation for film, TV, shows, any kind of shows like that. And we also, one of my favorite things to do is line rehearsals. I realized that with acting, sometimes you need somebody to run lines with you, but who has a little bit of an extra zhuzh to know what to do and what to give you. So we also offer that. I absolutely love this question because I don't take for granted that you would choose setting your stage. It's really important to me to break out the tenets of why I believe setting your stage is a one-stop shop and how it's different from other programs. First of all, our pedigree. I am a Juilliard graduate. I have competed and gotten into one of the top schools, the top drama schools in the country. And the coaches that I bring into the program have also been through top programming. The pedigree here, you know that we have done this thing. We are not making up something. We are not creating a program that you cannot trust. We have gone through the things and we know exactly what to give you to help you succeed. The second tenet is that we are working professionals. We are actually in the industry. We are hearing the no's, we're hearing the yeses, but we know what is happening out in the world so that when you go into auditions, it's not stale, it's not from another time, it's not from a programming or a different way of looking at auditions from the past. This industry changes so fast, including the audition industry. And so it's important to know or have a program that is right on the edge, right on the cutting edge of what's happening currently. And the third tenet that is super important to me is cultural competency. So, one thing that I bumped into out when looking at coaches and people from other programs, what I was finding was that a lot of coaches were trying to change students into someone else, thinking that that was the way that you needed to be to compete. And what I really value in one of my tenets here at Setting Your Stage is that we want to highlight who you are. I do not shy away from all of the beautiful things that make you special. So if it is the way that you were born, your race, gender, if you were born in another country, if you are a person that grew up in the church, if you are somebody who grew up on a farm, if you are somebody who loves anime, like anything that makes you you, one of our core tenets is that I want to go deeper and I want to move closer toward who you are, not try to change you or make you something else. And I think that reflects in the kind of results and the kind of growth that we have seen in students is that I'm not trying to change you. Setting your stage is not trying to change you. We actually want to highlight the most beautiful things about you. And you see that all over. You see that in the selection of your monologues. You see that in the way that we approach the actual teaching and learning. So that tenet, cultural competency, I care about who you are. We care about who you are. So let's talk about transformation. Setting Your Stage is not just a coaching company. I am not just a coach. When I meet people for the first time who are interested in this, I genuinely care about who you are. Truthfully, it is my personality. I'm a lover girl. I love, love, love people. I love connection. And it's important to me that if you are trusting me with something so big, so large, so brave, that I give just as much back to you in support and in care. So I think one of the biggest transformations that I see with people is their ability to be easeful in their body and in their acting. Of course, you're going to be a better actor. That's just off the top because I am going to take you, our coaches are going to take you through just the amount of knowledge that we have absorbed and learned across time. You will become a better actor. But more importantly, what I see is the belief system. People believe in themselves more. People are more themselves and they're okay with it. They're not trying to other themselves or change themselves into something else, but the transformation is the bringing out of the best you. And that's clear from the beginning of the process to the end. I love this question so much because it really does drive the reason for setting your stage. The way that I approach coaching is a couple of things. First of all, I approach an inside out approach. For me, when we start coaching here at Setting Your Stage, you and I are going to work together just with stripping away the things, stripping away the doubts, stripping away the insecurities, stripping away maybe some of the habits that you picked up over time, some of the thought patterns that you picked up over time just so we can get to a clean slate. And then I have a 5 to 7 part series that we're going to go through and just building the blocks, building the blocks, building the blocks. The other thing about setting your stage is I really believe in community. I believe in a variety of teaching experience. So you're not just going to coach with me. After a certain point, when we lay our foundation, you're going to coach with other amazing coaches. So you can hear some of the things that we've talked about in a different way. You're going to hear new things. These schools, these places have a multitude of teachers because sometimes you need to hear things differently. And that is a core value of hearing the information, receiving the information, seeing what sticks, what doesn't, and then returning back to me in that process. So I love to tell this story. I graduated from the Juilliard School and I quickly went to the West Coast. That was where I had the most interest. So I moved to LA right out of school. I was doing actually pretty good. I was going on auditions. I was getting close, callbacks, final callbacks. I was getting pinned, but not quite getting there. And eventually, my agent moved in a different direction and did not take me with them. Okay. So I did not have an agent. So at that point, I was like, well, if I don't have an agent in Los Angeles, then I need to go back to where home is. So home for me at that point was New York City. I moved back and you all just, I don't know what it was, but I went back to New York, a couple of hits, and that was it for me. I quit. I quit. I left the industry. I moved back home to South Carolina and I began a journey of just learning. I began a journey of outside of the industry, outside of being an actress. I was in radio, so I have a radio skill, which is really exciting, and I'm excited actually to use that at some point. But I went to the corporate world. Okay, y'all. I was a corporate girly. I had my pencil skirts and my button ups. I wore heels every day. I was making all of this corporate money. But I share this story all the time because after a certain moment, stuff started to shift a little bit. I was doing really well there. I had all of these great opportunities. I traveled with the company. I made all this, again, all of this great money. But I am so serious, y'all. I would have people twice a week ask me, they would look at me and they would go, "Why are you here?" And I'd go, "Oh, well, I'm in management. This is why." No, and they would go, "No, no, no, no. What did you do before this?" And I would tell them, I went to the Juilliard School, this and this, and they would go, "Oh, I knew it. I knew you weren't supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. Why aren't you doing that?" you all, that would shock me. But then it happened so frequently from people who did not know each other, they did not talk to each other. It happened so much that good thing my ears and my heart were open to really hearing that. So I made a decision. I made a decision and I said, you know what? Either I am going to be in my 70s looking back at what could have been, what might have been, or I am going to go for this thing. And so you all, I quit my job. I saved up some money and I quit and I moved back to New York. And this is the season of being back in the industry. I booked my first first job's actually my first stage job, doing Mud Row by Dominique Morisseau, and was on Billions, was on Showtime, continuing to work. But I share that story because that season of time taught me what I say to all of my students, all of my clients. It taught me what I think is what everyone needs: endurance, the keep going idness of a thing. And it taught me about grit, the ability to get back up, to have a little bit of scratch to you, to have a little bit of crunch so that you can continue to do this. Because truthfully, in an artistic experience, you have to have both of those. And of course, a good coach, which here we are. But I share that story because it's not linear. I don't think some artistic journeys are very linear. School, boom, 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 boom. And some of these journeys are all over the place. And so I think I really have something to share with my artistic journey being not as linear as I thought it would be. I would say that if you look at any super successful person, anybody who is succeeding in their respective industry, they all have a coach. They all have a coach. It could be in the version of a mentor, which is like a business coach, or it could be in the actual application of whatever that they are doing. If you look on TV, film, theater, almost everybody has some kind of support. And I say that to say, if you are serious about pursuing this, it does not hurt to try. It does not hurt to book a consultation, connect. Let's talk about it. Talk about what you see. Try one session, and if you find that it is helpful, you can get the package. But I would say that being ready or not ready for coaching, you should do it. And that's actually not just me saying do it because I believe in setting your stage, but the competition, the amount of labor it takes, setting your stage helps simplify it. You don't have to do all that work by yourself. Why not trust a group of people? Why not trust a business that has done the labor, has done it, has the people? Why not? Why not? And I promise on my business, on setting your stage, I promise that you will get a quality experience with my business, with setting your stage. So try it and see. You will only get better. You will only get better. If you are ready to step into the Setting Your Stage experience, you can visit settingyourstage.org or my Instagram, Setting Your Stage Official. Connect with me via DM. You can go right into the booking space. Also, if you still need a little support, if you have questions, I have a book a consultation button on my website that allows for us to get together. I can answer some questions for you, kind of connect with you on where you see yourself and support you in that way. The first thing that I want to say to you is that I am proud of you. I am proud of the courage that you are summoning up in yourself to pursue this thing. I don't take it for granted that you could be anywhere, but you are here. And so I just want to say to you that I'm proud of you. That's the very, very first thing. The second thing is I am very much in my YOLO era. YOLO, you only live once. So if this is the life that we have been given, and you have a desire and you have something that is pulling at you or gnawing at your spirit, YOLO, you should do it. Pursue the thing and put yourself in the best possible situation to pursue and go after the thing that you want to do. And it is my sincere promise. I said this earlier, but it is my sincere promise that if you choose setting your stage, you will have support from the very beginning to the very end in a way that is meaningful, in a way that is real, and in a way that is knowledgeable, you know? So I say do it. Do it. You only live once. This is the time. Now is the moment, and I'm here for you. If you have reached the end of this Spotlight series, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for listening to a little bit of my story, a little bit of the story about setting your stage. If you'd like to connect with me, here are my socials and the website for more information. As you continue this life, keep your head up, keep that endurance, continue to develop that grit. Setting your stage, your story, your stage.